Quick question, my AKAPADers. Do these videos, the videos from this environment, do they do better than the ones where I'm just sitting down from my production room talking to you guys? Well, we're going to find out. Guys, Peter A. DeLuca here, AKAPAD69, and welcome back to the channel of channels. We're talking a little bit of that sweet comic book drama. So, we hear this stuff. I just see it all over Twitter now. Is Comicsgate dead? The quick answer will be no. It's not dead. I think as long as Even Vane, Schreiber, EBS, as you guys like to call him, the human sunshine beam. Maybe he's out there, shining on all of us. As long as he's active, it's there. I think Elephant, I see commentary now on Elephant. People don't like those sales numbers. That's a tough one because why would, Elephant, it's not like what are you buying? And I get it. Sometimes there's like a level of popularity where you can just call it, name something like, hey, I'm going to do the Bluetooth, the comic book, and it's going to be a Bluetooth. And I'm so popular, people are going to buy it. We see a lot of that when it comes to crowdfunding, when it comes to independent comics. I think it's great to see creators do amazing things with very low-level ideas. I think that's a part of being a creator, and that's a part of the creative process. But they don't like Elephant. A lot of people are saying Comicsgate is dead. Here's the wild thing. What are you comparing Comicsgate to? Because there's no other movement in the history of comic books that even compares to Comicsgate. There's no other movement that has thrived and survived on social media. The comic book industry completely changed when social media became prevalent in all of our lives. There's all of these factors. So how are we gauging the end of Comicsgate or even the beginning? When we deal with settlements, I make this reference from time to time. When we deal with civilization, right? People settle spontaneously. It's not by design, right? They spontaneously decide Buffalo is a good region. Let's just live in the cold for our entire lives. Or, they can do that in the desert. They can do that on the beach. But people settle spontaneously. And that's Comicsgate. Everyone settled on this idea, this position, and this pushback to what they were witnessing in mainstream comics spontaneously. It wasn't by design. It was so spontaneous, pun intended, a shining light was bright enough to get everyone involved. And people are cheerleaders, people are historians about it now, people are aggregators of the content, and people are detractors. Because of the detractors, those are the accounts that add way more significance to Comicsgate than the sales of Elephant or anything else. It's surprising, it really is surprising to me that no one's impressed that it's still strong, it's still going, and sure, not all the sales are what they used to be, but then again, what really is? I mean, we just went through one hell of I don't know about you guys, but just buying things in Philly, it just makes you angry. Everything is sticker shock here in Philly. Everything's just more expensive. We went through a time where the economy was stressed, and for some reason people don't apply this to they don't apply it. And this is the trouble sometimes when we get some of these Twitter accounts that gain popularity and they track things. And hey, people are even guilty with doing it with Rippleverse. To get the full analysis, we have to apply economic standards. we have to apply a lot of bullet points, and those bullet points, they themselves have X factors and conditions, and it becomes a true task. Monitoring things with a drip and then reacting to it is not analysis. It's fun. It's fun to kind of, like see it and do that, but there's no real analysis, and that's a little bit of the problem, in my view. I think in the aggregate, Comicsgate, with someone, and I'm not familiar with all of the drama, but endless drama, new recruits, old recruits, people you thought weren't involved getting involved again. I get it, like books are late, books are early, books ship on time. That's a little bit of the nature of crowdfunding. You're buying in on that. Some of the books still have to ship. I'm guilty of that. So, but they're still there every single night for a lot of these streams. The streaming numbers alone are immensely impressive. There's no other movement in the history of comics to compare this to. So, like, where's the analysis? Like, where exactly is the break and why? And you have to be able to explain that. And AKAPAD, I'm just pulling some of my 9-to-5 job, because I'm just a guy doing this in my kitchen on my cell phone. These are the things I apply to the 9-to-5 gig, where we have to get to the source, we have to get to the root cause. If we're getting involved with something new, we need to know every single X factor as early as possible. This is analysis. I don't see a lot of that. I don't see a lot of that on the YouTubers. I'm not applying it. I'm just calling it out. So to me, I think Comicsgate has a lot more to do. I think they hit a little bit of a lull period, but that's expected because things don't rise forever. And I feel like the creation and those first few years are absolute significance to the history of American comic books. Things are going to dip, things are going to rise, things are going to come back, things are going to roar back. We see this with a lot of the stuff we all follow. But I don't know. I think Comicsgate is good to go. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.